who didn't get a chance?
Ma'am,
No, I didn't get
Deepali.
someone.
Yeah, yeah. I'll just share my screen. There's a lot happening on my screen right now at the moment. Just give me a minute, okay? Many people are trying to join, and I'm trying to share my screen also. Yeah. Okay. So should we do it like this instead of having it, making it like a conversation? Since we have lost out on 10 minutes of time. Is it okay if we have it like an individual speaking thing? So, for example, if Tarla is speaking, Tarla can share her opinion about, what you think about health and fitness. How do we keep ourselves fit? You can speak on that, or how important is being healthy to you? How important is it to stay fit? You can share your opinion instead of
Yeah, ma'am.
having a conversation. Okay, you're okay with that, Tarla?
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay, so if it's okay, we'll do it like that with everybody. So whoever wants to share your opinion on how important it is to be healthy or how you can easily keep yourself fit, anything that you'd like to say, speak for 2 to 3 minutes, like we normally do for individual speaking practice. All right. So Tarla, you can go ahead.
Yeah, ma'am. In my opinion, health is a wealth. Today's scenario, whatever we see in surrounding us, people are very much stressed up, and it affects in them health. So I am a Sujok therapist. So I saw many patient. I saw in my experience, people are whenever we stressed up, our body is affected. Like I have so many patients. They came with pain. That time I counseling them. Whichever your mental stress came out, sorry, uh, came to your body, and it affects so much for body. Because what happened, whenever we stressed out, our sleeping also affected, and in our body, repairing part, most of the major part repairing at night, like our lungs, our liver, gallbladder, they are repairing time, majority repairing time at night time. And when our sleep affected, that it affects so many things, like chain. One affected second affect third is likewise. So in my opinion, uh, to release that stress, exercise is must. So when we do exercise, that time some enzymes release in our body, and that enzymes give us happiness, and release that stress, go out. So nowadays, what happened? Work from home, or so many mental exercise burden came into young generation, and also our generation also. So people have to that understand, sleep is most important, and then exercise also most important, and lifestyle. Nowadays lifestyle is very unhealthy because of junk food, not proper sleep, not take healthy food. So it affects so much in our lifestyle. So uh, nowadays one research came out, uh, that is diabetic patient can uh, eat all type of fruits, because that fruit was not affected in at diabetes patient, and that is proven. So in my opinion, health, because keep healthy, that is more important, because money is not uh, क्या बोलेंगे मैम उसको जो काम नहीं करता है जब हेल्थ आपकी ठीक ना हो.
Correct. You can say that, you can't work when you're not healthy.
Yeah.
You can't, if you're not fit, you can't earn money and you can't work. So it's better to take care of our health.
Statement is a health is a wealth. This is more proper health. This statement to relate this.
Perfect. Yes, Sarla, that's your 4 minutes up. You spoke for about 4 minutes.
Yeah, ma'am. Thank you.
Well,
Thank
very
you.
nice. Very well shared. You are quite clear in what you want to say. You're able to express your thoughts very well, clearly. I think, somewhere when you were trying to say that I am a physiotherapist and I try to
Sujok, ma'am. Sujok.
Sorry. Okay. So whatever it is that you do, I try to counsel them, not counseling them. I counsel them.
Okay, ma'am.
So use the simple present tense.
Okay.
Counsel them or I treat them.
Okay.
Then you made a very nice point. You were saying that आप कहने की कोशिश कर रहे थे that the body repairs itself at night. आप ऐसे बोल सकते हो. The body repairs itself at night. You can use the pronoun itself.
Itself.
Itself, yeah. And it's like a chain effect. You were trying to say, right? It's like a chain effect.
Yeah.
Explaining about something.
Yeah.
And good sleep is a must. Good sleep is a must.
Must, yeah.
Yeah, perfect. Very nice, Sarla. Thank you.
Thank
Okay.
you, ma'am.
Welcome. Okay, Yogita, are you here, Yogita?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. Yogita, you can go ahead, please. I'll start your timer now. Go ahead.
Okay. So I'm just a minute. Yes, ma'am. I believe that health play a significant role in all the human life. That we have to become a healthy person. So after that, we can do whatever we want. Like now, in past, people are more healthy than today because of they eat healthy food. But nowadays, people eat junk food. They like to eat junk food as compared to healthy food. And can I speak after some time? There is some lot of background music.
Okay, no problem, Yogita. Chalega. Let me just check. Is Suraj here? Suraj is not here. Suman, are you here?
Yeah, ma'am, I'm here.
Suman, you can go ahead, please.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, so, ma'am, I believe health plays a very vital role in any human life. If a person is really, take care of their health, then they can survive more. And health is just like our body is just like a machine. So if we will not take care of it properly, it will get rusted. So we have to. It requires nutrition, which work as a fuel. Nutrition and a balanced diet, exercise, all these things will work as a fuel to our body because it requires motion and a proper care. So I think in today's scenario, in today's world, people are very busy and they don't care about their health. Uh, if I talk about like my profile, we are in IT. So our work is mostly related to, we usually sit and keep watching the computer and we spending 10 hours. So we are not moving. We are continuously working on that screen. So like it's not only about IT, it's all about the, I think, other work as well, other profession as well. So everyone has their own type of work. Someone is working standing in a standing way. Someone is working in a sitting way. So we have to make a proper routine and we have to follow it because we have to take care of our health. And like if we can do exercise, we can. It's all up to you. Whether you can go for yoga, you can go for Zumba. But yes, we have to find out a time where we can take care of ourselves, where we can do such activities. Apart from that, we can also follow a healthy diet. Like, yes, if you like food, then that's fine. But at least you have to, take care of nutrition and protein in that way. So that is also required for our body, right? So in that way, we can also avoid different kind of diseases, because sometimes we don't know, like, uh, for example, if we are keep eating the junk food, we don't know like how it is getting affected us. But after some time, after years, like we will get to know, okay, we are affected by that disease. So maybe after a long time we will get to know. So we have to take it up from the starting. So these are the all things, ma'am. At the end, health is wealth, so we should take care of it and we should follow uh, everything properly. So that's
Very
all.
nice. Very nice, Suman. Very well shared. I think that was quite impromptu, I felt, the way you were speaking. So very good. And then you also gave us like an example, right, related to work. Like for
Yeah.
example, at work, we tend to be, most of us tend to do a lot of sedentary work. Sedentary means like work where we have to sit. Most of the time we are sitting, right? We don't have a very active lifestyle as such. I'll just write the word here. Most of us have sedentary jobs. Sedentary is where you're sitting in one place. So that can be a challenge. Many people say sitting is the new smoking. It can have that bad an effect on it. So, anyways, well shared, Suman. But don't say that we spend a lot of time watching the computer. That is like
Okay.
literal translation of computer को देख के हम बैठते हैं, computer के सामने
Working
बैठते हैं.
on computer.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you say we spend a lot of time working on our computers, sitting at our workstations. We have sedentary jobs. So
I
that
think we can say watching on screen, I guess, or
looking at the screen.
looking at the screen. Okay.
Yeah. We spend a lot of time working on our computers, looking at the screen, sitting in our chairs,
Okay.
and we spend, our working hours have extended. We have long working hours, so we are sitting for longer periods,
Yeah.
and that has an adverse effect on our health.
Okay.
Other than that, it was very good, Suman.
Thank you, ma'am.
Welcome. Okay. Suraj, have you joined? Suraj, would you like to speak? Okay, ठीक है. Sumit, do you have a question?
No, ma'am.
Okay. You've raised your hand. That's why I'm asking.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, question तो कुछ नहीं है. No
Okay.
question, ma'am. But I want to
You want to
say
what?
something.
You want to
You
say
want
something?
say something. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Go ahead. Yeah. Go ahead. You can speak.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
are you going chance yesterday's student, ma'am?
Yesterday, I think you guys already spoke, right?
yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Let's finish with the ones who didn't get a chance yesterday. That's why I'm making it an individual speaking practice so that we can finish up with the ones who didn't get to speak, like
Okay.
Tarun and Dipali and so on. Okay, Sumit, go ahead and tell us what you want to say.
I want to say that we can't do anything without good health, and if we have so much of money, but it's of no use if we are not healthy. And a healthy person eats most of things, but an unhealthy person's bounded to eat everything. So this is the points, and that's it, ma'am.
Yeah, all right, Sumit. Thank you. That's a good point that you made. We just have to be more and more careful with our health, right? I think that's what you mean to say.
Yes, ma'am.
Fair enough. All right, Sumit. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, Chandan or Suraj? Anybody here? Suraj or Chandan? Okay, you guys are not there then. Tarun, are you here, Tarun?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. Yeah. Go ahead, Tarun.
Yeah. In the today world, one of the biggest challenges to stay healthy, especially in India. And in the previous time, people's were more healthy because they eat and healthy food, and the daily routine is very good. They they rose early in the morning, and about 4 p.m., and there is no electricity, so they are early to bed, so they are stay healthy because of the daily routine. But in today world, especially in India or the cities, stay healthy is quite challenging for us. Now government are helping us with the help of the making the parks and the external gyms in the park. But the people are not aware about the health, so they are more engaged into earn money more and more, and they are working hard, but they are not care about their health, and they are not even know how they are affecting the health, and I think work hard is good, but we have to take care of our health so that we can avoid the hospitalization, uh, and we have a immunity. We should have a immunity to fight against the viruses, and in the previous time in 2020 or 2021, we all saw a very bad time because of the health issues. We are not even get more immunity in India. The immunity of the humans are very bad, so I think we have to take a good diet and take care of our health. Thank you.
All right, good job, Tarun. That was a little less than 2.5 minutes, but it was quite good. You were speaking fluently and putting across your points. So good to listen to you. Um, what did I want to share with you was, earlier people were more healthy, right? That's what you said. So you can
Yes, ma'am.
say people were more healthy. You can also say people were healthier. You can use
Okay,
the
people were
comparison.
healthier.
Healthier, right? You're comparing, right? Now they are not as healthy, and earlier they were healthier. Um, Staying healthy is quite a challenge, right? That's what you were saying.
Right,
Staying
ma'am.
healthy or being healthy is quite a challenge nowadays. People don't know, how their health is getting affected. People don't realize how their health is getting affected. Working hard is good. That's what you were saying, right? Working hard is
Right,
good.
ma'am.
But we should also focus on our health, and we should not neglect our health.
Neglect.
We should not neglect. Do you know what is the meaning of neglect?
Neglect means, ma'am, to avoid.
हाँ, मतलब नजरअंदाज करना किसी
Nazar
चीज,
andaz. Yes,
उसको उस पर ध्यान नहीं देना.
ma'am. Okay.
So yeah, very nice, Tarun. Great.
मैम, हाउ टू से मैम, मतलब जो हम हिंदी में बोलते हैं कि पहला सुख निरोगी काया, हाउ टू से इन इंग्लिश?
I don't know how to say that in English. I know health is wealth is one thing you can say. Prevention is better than cure. Is that what you're saying?
नो मैम,
I don't know how to translate those words. Say it
एक्चुअली मैम,
again.
जैसे मम्मा वगैरह होती है ना, तो वो जो बोलते हैं ना कि पहला सुख निरोगी काया, सबसे पहला जो सुख है हमारे जीवन का, वो हमारी हेल्थ है.
पता नहीं. I don't know how to. देख, हिंदी के sayings अलग होते हैं ना, इंग्लिश में अलग
Yeah,
sayings या proverbs होती हैं. तो इंग्लिश में कुछ है ऐसा, हेल्थ इज वेल्थ या प्रिवेंशन इज बेटर देन क्योर या समथिंग एल्स, अदर देयर आर अदर सेइंग्स. सो आई डोंट नो हाउ टू ट्रांसलेट दिस इनटू इंग्लिश. पता नहीं इसका कुछ है, अगर इसी तरीके का कुछ मुहावरा अगर है. आई डोंट हैव एन आइडिया टू बी ऑनेस्ट.
In Gujarati also same, ma'am. पहले सुख जाते न रहा, मतलब
समझी मैं, आई अंडरस्टूड व्हाट यू आर सेइंग, बट
या
इसका अगर कुछ ट्रांसलेशन है, आई डोंट नो. सो इफ यू गाइस वांट टू फिगर आउट अगर हेल्थ से रिलेटेड कोई सेइंग्स या प्रोवर्ब्स है, so you can just google this, health idioms or health proverbs या health sayings in english. तो शायद आपको ऐसा कुछ मिल जाए, idiom या saying या proverb. All right, good job, Tarun. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yogita, do you want to ask a question or something, or you want to speak now?
I want to speak now.
Okay, go ahead.
So, as I already said, that health is play an a significant role. Like in previous life, if I talking about, so people used to, if they want to go anywhere, say, so they use bicycle, or they go on their own foot, and women used to grind the spices on the grinder stone. But nowadays, people are become couch potato. Like if they want go anywhere, so they use bicycle or another transport. And like women also use grinder like mixie to grind it. So as we see that day by day, people become, as the tax is increased in our daily life, so it become people lazy. They dependent on the machines, which is not good, and in our body are not working, so they become people putting on their weight. They become their heavier body, which is not good. It is like a symbol of obesity, and by the obesity, they are affected by so many diseases. They have a lung problem, or they do not walk much. And if they give a half an hour for a, like if they give an half an hour for in a one day, so they become fit maybe. But people like our life are become so robotic life, so they don't give time to their health, and they do not they don't do they do nothing for their health. And people like to eat momos, pasta, which is not good. Like in our youth also, they prefer to eat junk food. Day by day, as our country become westernized, it is not good for ourselves. That's it now.
All right, Yogita, thank you. That was 2 minutes and a few seconds that you spoke for, some interesting points that you shared. I think what you're trying to say is that in olden times or earlier, people used to do a lot of things manually. You can say it like that. People used to do a lot of things manually, right? For example, grinding masalas, or going from one place to another. People used to use cycles, for example, or people used to walk more, right? Because there was no mode of transport. But in the last few decades, people have become more dependent. People have become more dependent on machines, technology, equipment, and these kind of things. So maybe that has made us a little bit. We are not as active as we used to be before, right? In general, people are not as active as we used to be before. So that is becoming a bit of a challenge. And also in terms of food, right? We are forgetting to eat our food, our traditional local food, whatever it is that our, grandparents and our ancestors grew up eating. And we're eating more of fast food or junk food, different kinds of fast food, different kinds of junk food, which is not, I mean, it doesn't digest that well, or it doesn't have any, there's no benefit of it to our health. It doesn't benefit us in any way. So that is also a bit of a challenge. Fair enough, Yogita. Thank you. Yes, Shweta, do you want to share something? Yes, go ahead.
No, ma'am. Actually, I wanted to know that, ma'am. Have you written anything on your screen because
No,
you have not?
not really. I'll just share my screen once. You can have a look if you'd like.
Okay, okay, fine. That's all.
All right, Shweta. Okay, Zishan, are you here? Zishan is not here, I think. Dipali, are you here?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Dipali. All right. Go ahead.
Okay, ma'am. Uh, Ma'am, in early days, people used to live a better life, and they used to eat better food than today's world, as the population was not that much, and the harvest was enough to fulfill their demands. So the people are healthy, as well as the competition was less and the stress was also less. So they used to live a healthy life, and they return home early, and they eat early and they sleep early. But nowadays the scenario is completely changed, as parents are more towards better education, so children are getting good education, and they are well educated, so they are getting good jobs also. And today's jobs, they are doing good jobs at IIT companies with good packages. So they are working throughout the day, since morning to evening, and they have workload, they have work pressure, and so they are not getting time to they are not getting time uh, for themselves, so they are not putting efforts towards to improve their health, as they are very young. So nowadays they are not getting no problem. And because not only the boys but girls are also very well educated, and they are also doing job, so they don't want to engage in the tradition jobs like bringing up the children and cooking food. So they are also working, so the demand of fast food has increased a lot, and they are dependent on much these fast food as compared to homemade cook. So the lifestyle has been changed, and the people don't have time for their health, as they are running towards their work. They have uh, lots of pressure, work pressure, everything, so they are not giving they are not concerned about themselves, about their health. So it is compulsory nowadays to work out more, and to eat more hygienic food, because the today's world is totally different, and it is difficult to get good food, because they are hybrid vegetables and hormone injecting vegetables we are getting these days. So organic food is required, and the demand of organic food has been increased. So number of things are going on, and in among all these we need to concern about health also. So we need to do more pranayam workout, and we have to be very concerned about our meal, that we should eat homemade food rather than market made food. And junk foods, we should avoid junk food, as the demand of junk food is very uh, um, is at its peak. Everyone wants love to eat junk food, and they are forced to eat junk food also, because they don't have time. So people need to concern more and more about their health. They need to do workout, and pranayam as well, so that they can improve their health. And if I would say that we are, although we are looking at all these things, but I would but I have also watched some youngsters, that they are religiously following their diet, and they are very obsessed about workout, and they are very much concerned about their health. So I have connected with so many people who are very young, and they are following their diet, because and they are giving more attention towards their body. So although scenario has changed, but there are also people are getting more conscious about their health. um, so I would say whatever is going on, we have to be concerned about health, and mental health as well, and physical health.
All right.
That's
Very well shared. Yeah, very nicely shared, Dipali. That was about 4 minutes actually that you spoke for. Before I come to you, Dipali, very quickly, Preeti, see, you are asking me, I am agree with you. देखिए I am agree with you ये गलत है, I am totally agree with you ये भी गलत है, क्योंकि आप एक सिंपल प्रेजेंट टेंस का सेंटेंस बना रहे हो, राइट? आई एग्री विद यू। सिंपल प्रेजेंट टेंस में हम सब्जेक्ट यूज करते हैं, क्रिया का फर्स्ट फॉर्म V1 एंड देन योर ऑब्जेक्ट। सो आई इज द सब्जेक्ट, अग्री is the first form of the verb and whatever you want to say after that. Am लगाने की जरूरत नहीं है, कोई helping verb लगाने की जरूरत नहीं है। Similarly, अगर आप बोले I totally agree with you, I absolutely agree with you, I partially agree with you, आप कुछ भी लगा लो वहां पे adverb, totally, partially जो भी है वो एक adverb बनता है, right? कुछ भी लगा लो लेकिन आप agree ही बोलोगे और am नहीं लगाओगे, ठीक है? As simple as that. I don't agree with you. And
Okay.
Seema, oh Preeti, you're in the class as well. Okay. I thought you were only in the chat comment box. Yeah, so that is the thing. You can put any other word there, but if you're using agree, you don't have to put a helping verb like am, because agree is in the first form. And also, Seema, you asked me a question. Nowadays, ordering meals is a big craze. Yeah, you can say that. You know, people are quite fond of ordering meals, or it's a very trendy thing. You know, people, it's a very trendy thing for people to order meals, or it's very common. You know, ordering food from outside is a very common thing. You can say it that way also. So Dipali, very well shared. I think that was very good. I don't have any feedback as such for you. Maybe the only thing from what you are saying, from my point of view, you know, I feel you are saying that girls are also working and they are not, you know, not doing the traditional things of bringing up children or cooking at home. But don't you
Yes,
think that it's high time that boys also learn to do everything that happens?
yes,
What would
yes,
you say
ma'am.
about that?
I agree with it. And they are, they because of jobs, they boys are also become responsible and they are helping in household chores.
Absolutely. And it's not about helping, you know, it should be a simple thing. If I'm living in a house, I mean, this is what I feel. If I live in a house, I should know to clean the house, cook something for myself, and not throw things around and, you know, expect the woman to take care of everything. That's the whole idea, right? I mean, that is when we say that both the genders are equal. Otherwise, for some reason, we expect only the woman, whether it's the sister or the wife or the mother or whoever, or the aunt,
Yeah.
or the sister. You know, I mean, it's so idiotic, I feel, if you think about it, that if some gent comes home from work, the sister or the wife is expected to give them a glass of water, but it's not reciprocated by the male. See, that's what I feel, that, you know, even the male should do that. If the woman has come home tired, it should be natural to the man also to offer her water. When we reach
Yes,
that,
ma'am.
I feel when we reach that point, no, in life, in society, then we can say that everyone will be healthy and everything. So yesterday also, when so many of you were speaking, everyone was saying, I don't get time to exercise, I don't get time to do this, because a woman is burdened with 10,001 things, and she's expected to be superwoman, right? I have to work also, or even if I'm not working, if I'm a homemaker, I have to do everything, and you know, I'm not going to get any support from the male in the house. That when that thing changes, I think the whole world will change, I feel.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, that
Especially in
mindset.
India, ma'am.
Not only in India, you know, we feel it's only in India. It's like that all across the world. Maybe slightly lesser in some parts of the world. Maybe the first world, the developed nations, it may be a little different. But in most parts of the world, it's still the same case. Yeah. Hopefully
Ma'am,
someday
it
it changes.
it will take,
Yes.
I think, at least 1 or 2 generation more to males should think about this,
And
because
similarly, ma'am.
You know, I
Yes,
feel it's not
yes.
the males who have to change this. I feel it is the women who have to change this, because the women are the ones who bring up the boys, right? The men, the boys,
yeah, that
many children.
like we can do for our kids, we
Yeah,
can ask them to learn all those stuff, but they are inheriting all those things from their father, and the same thing is happening from last
correct.
decades,
Yeah.
I will say,
But
ma'am.
not from the father, Shweta. Let's not think of it like that. So mothers also who bring up the boys that way.
Yeah, that
You
also
know
we
how it
can.
Yes,
is,
ma'am.
right?
Yes.
We need to teach them we need to teach them how to help in our household course, so that they bring up as that have as a habit, and
That's
they
a
will
normal thing, both the genders have to do everything normally. If the brother is doing something, so is the sister doing. If the brother knows this, so is the sister knows it. It should be as simple as that. Both the children have to be brought up as two separate individuals, and not there should be no what do you say, uh, discrimination between the genders. I feel that is the case, and I really feel this onus lies on the women as much as the men, because so many times I feel we blame the men, patriarchy and all of that, but women are equally responsible, I feel, if you ask me. But
yes, ma'am.
yeah, so
Ma'am,
since
similarly, we are thinking that people, youngsters are eating too much junk food and everything. They
yeah,
are
I
ordering
think
too
and the
much.
youngsters, it's not only them, yeah.
Uh, yes, ma'am. But we know, ma'am, youngsters are very, very health conscious also.
Yes, yes.
Nowadays, they are very health conscious, and they are really doing hard work to improve their health.
Absolutely. I would that's another point that was very nice that you made, Dipali, that we are saying so much that our generation is like this. We are so not focused on our health. But there's a large chunk of people who are quite health conscious, who are trying to make better choices in life. So maybe if we look up to such people or follow such people, maybe it will help us to get motivated. So it's all about motivation, right? Don't you think? You should be self-motivated rather than being dependent on something else or someone else. If
Yes, ma'am.
if Dipali has to take care of her health, then Dipali has to be motivated about it. And Dipali cannot wait for an external force or some other person to push her or motivate her.
And person should conscious about their health.
Yeah, absolutely. And for
They,
themselves, not to
yeah.
say, oh, I have to take care of my health because I have to take care of my family. So I have to be healthy first. Especially with women, that's what I feel when I listen to so many of you and look at things around me. I feel that, women have been made this thing of only for sacrifice. They are made only to sacrifice their lives for everybody. It is such an idiotic concept, and
No,
that's
ma'am.
a
No
different
scenario.
discussion.
Ma'am, scenario changes. Even women around me are very, very conscious about their health, and they are completely trying to maintain themselves and trying to fit themselves by doing yoga, or they have joined yoga classes and everything, and they are not eating fried and oily food, and they're trying to keep themselves fit.
And in this, they also need a lot of family support. At times, if they don't get family support, that can be a major challenge. So, I hope that the families are supporting the men and the women if they get support from their family to take care of themselves. Very nice, Dipali, very nice. Your points triggered different kind of a conversation. Uh,
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Vishakha, you have something to say? Do you want to speak on this topic?
No, I don't want to say, ma'am. Your thoughts are very good. But I have to ask one thing that you used that one phrase. It's a time, uh, or we can say it's a high time. So,
Uh,
with this phrase, which form we have to use? V1, V2.
let's put it in a sentence. It's high time that we start working towards our health, or it's high time that we start focusing on our health. Uh, so start focusing, start doing something. It's high time that you study more and practice for your exams. So I think mostly the first form of the verb.
Okay, okay, ma'am. Thank
That's
you.
when we say, it's high time. मतलब अभी तो पानी सर के ऊपर चला गया है, अब तो आपको
Yeah,
करना ही चाहिए. ये जरूरी है कुछ करना. So
yes,
it's high
ma'am.
time to do something.
Hmm.
Okay.
And ma'am, what we called if a person make like say I can, this is very easy for me, I can do it within a second, like chutkiyo mein I can solve this problem. So what the exact word of this?
चुटकियों में I can solve. Um, I can do this very easily This is easy peasy for me. You know, there are
Easy
some,
peasy.
Can we say, ma'am? I can do in a minute.
No, ma'am, can we say blink of eyes? Blink of eye?
yeah, I can do it in a blink of an eye. Yeah, you can say that. I can do it in a jiffy.
Within a second.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ma'am, we can also say it is a piece of cake for me.
yeah, I was just going to write that only. It's a piece of cake for me. I can do it in a jiffy. I can do it in the blink of an eye. If you're saying, you know, to do it very fast, I can do it in a blink of an eye. Yeah.
And ma'am, what we call that person who's always like fake, वो मतलब fact है. And like I can build a Taj Mahal in means within a days, and I can reach moon. I can do this. But वो मतलब हम होते हैं ना, हम बस लपेट रहे हैं and person is बस फेंक रहा है.
बड़ी बड़ी बातों करने वाली.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone is trying to say something. Yeah. Shweta.
Show off.
Show off.
Show off is different. Show off is
No,
like
show
a
off नहीं.
person, show off is a person who, Shweta, you know, who.
जो फैक्ट है, मतलब बड़ी बड़ी फैक्ट है, वो डिंगे
yeah.
हाँकना,
We
डिंगे
call
हाँकना.
feku,
I
feku.
think is there is any idiom डिंगे हाँकना.
I understood what
The-
you're saying, Vishakha. Just to answer Shweta's question, Shweta, show off is a person, for example, someone who's very rich and very wealthy and loves to, you know, show it off, right? Just talk about their wealth, show off their wealth without any reason. That person
Yeah.
is a show off. Show off their wealth or their skill or their talent or anything. They're just showing off all the time for no reason. That person is a show off. But
That's
what
not-
you are seeing is different. Someone who tends to, someone who's very fake, someone who tends to spin yarns, someone who spins yarns, someone
Spin
जो
yarn means ma'am?
जो कोई फेंकते रहता है बार बार जो आप कह रहे हो ना
Spin yarn. Okay.
spin yarn. What else can we say? I can't think of the exact idiom or the word right now. I'll have to Google it and see. Yeah, can anyone think of what this means?
Ma'am, can we say build a castle in air?
Someone who builds castles in the air is, you know, somebody who's like कुछ solid है नहीं, बस daydreaming कर रहे हैं बिना कुछ concrete के. जैसे उन्होंने अभी तक business setup भी नहीं किया है, लेकिन वो already सोच रहे हैं कि profit के साथ क्या करेंगे. So that person is building castles in the air.
Okay.
हवे में बात कर रहे हैं जैसे, you know, we say it like that.
Yeah.
But I can't think of what is an idiom. There must be some idiom or some saying, Vishakha. I can't think of it right now. I'll try to Google it and I'll, if you can remind me in one of tomorrow, later today or tomorrow.
Search it, write in Hindi, dinge hakna, and then maybe you will get the exact meaning of that.
Okay, you also try it then on Google.
Okay, ma'am, I will
If you
try.
get any meaning, I'll also
I
say.
try.
I searched it, ma'am. It's like
Yeah.
he's always bragging about his achievements.
Bragging about his achievements. Yeah, okay, that's like a show off. Someone who likes to brag. Shweta, you can also say someone who likes to brag or someone who likes to show off.
And
Brag
even
about his
boast,
achievements.
boast
Boast
is
about.
Ma'am,
also the same
boasting?
thing, show off.
Yeah. Boasting also.
Boasting.
Boasting also is like show off and bragging. But what she's saying is someone who keeps spinning yarns is only one thing I can think of that comes closest to it. Someone जो बड़ी बड़ी बातें करते हैं, कुछ है नहीं, you know, there's nothing concrete. Anyways, I'll check it out and try to see if I can get an idiom or something like that.
Bragging and boastfulness. Boastfulness.
Boastfulness, not
Boastful. Boastfulness and bragging. I don't know. BRAGGING.
Yeah. If you Google it, it's saying same thing. Dinge, hankna, and bragging and boasting.
Yes.
बोल सकते हैं. Okay, cool. So I'll check and see if there's any other idiom or any other saying. Otherwise, you all can say these kind of things. Anyone else who wants to speak on the topic, guys? We kind of digress from the topic.
Ma'am, it was same topic.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, it's the same
Ma'am,
topic
can we say
which.
bragging?
Yeah. We already
Feku is
discussed
bragging.
Maliha. Yeah, we discussed that. It could be similar.
Okay.
Not sure. 1 minute. Who was left?
Ma'am,
Shashikant. 1 minute. Shashikant wanted to speak on the topic. Where are you, Shashikant? Are you there? He's not here. Okay. Sujata. Yes, Sujata.
Ma'am,
Mm.
can we use that word exacerbator and overstater? I just searched in Google.
Yeah, someone who exaggerates. Yeah,
Yeah.
you could say that. Someone who exaggerates. You can say that too. You, Sujata, do you want to speak on the topic? Go ahead. Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Good morning, ma'am.
Yeah. Good morning.
Ma'am, may I know the topic?
Who is this? Tanisha.
Yes, ma'am.
You
this
are
is same.
listening to the topic, no? From when everyone is saying on the same thing about health only.
Okay, it means same topic which we talked yesterday, which we have
Yeah, correct.
spoken. Okay, ma'am.
Sujata, go ahead, please.
Okay, ma'am. Uh, ma'am, give me 1 minute, ma'am, please.
Okay. Okay. Have a sip of water or something, and then you can start.
Ma'am, every people face same problem in this season. Throat pain, means and cough, all the things.
Hmm.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah, go ahead.
Ma'am, nowadays people are not giving important for mental, physical, and emotional health. They are focusing on only to get good job and earn more money, and also we have to actually we have to give equal importance for all mental, physical, and emotional health. Nowadays, parents are insisting their children to get a good score and good ranks, good jobs. And this causes to children feeling stress. Children are feeling stress, and also there some children emotionally weak. That kind of children and ending up their lives. And also in schools also, ma'am, they are not giving importance for physical games, and they are not giving importance for games. They are insisting the children to get good score, good marks, and uh, they are trying to good fame in the society to their schools. That's why children are not developing all rounding all rounded all rounded. um, um, and also one more thing, food is also important, ma'am, because we have to take a balanced diet. We have to tell our children which food is good for our health. um, most of the children and people are eating only junk food. They are giving importance for junk food, ma'am. Ma'am, I have been doing yoga for 8 months. I am giving much importance for physical health. I learned headstand, almost all asanas I learned, ma'am. And also I joined my daughter also. She's also doing yoga. Yeah, ma'am. That's all.
Excellent. Very nice, Sujata. Well shared. I think towards the end, you were trying to say that I joined my daughter. You can say I enrolled my daughter in some yoga course, or
Okay.
she is also doing yoga. I've enrolled her in a yoga course or a yoga class, and she is also practicing yoga.
Yes.
Right? Very nice, Sujata. Thank you. Good point.
Thank you, ma'am.
As such. Guys, I did check about Deengi, Hakna and stuff like that. It does say that boasting, bragging, all these words can be used. So I guess Shweta, what you were saying, that makes sense. I think if someone else was also saying boasting, bragging, it's the same thing like talking big. There are so many things. If you go to Shabd Khosh, right? When you Google it, the first thing that comes up is Shabd Khosh. So it says to brag, to talk big, to boast, to have a big mouth. So many ways of saying this.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Welcome. Cool. Anyone else who has any questions or wanted to speak on this topic quickly? Otherwise, we can wrap up. Yogita, yes, go ahead. You have something to say.
The sentence on spin yarn.
Ma'am,
Spinning yarn.
these are Google is brag. B-R-A-G. Brag.
Correct. Yeah, correct. You're right. Bragging and boasting.
Yeah.
Correct. Spinning yarns is more like related to this, but spinning yarns is more like making big stories. You know, sometimes people exaggerate, like one of you are saying, exaggerating, telling a big lie.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the class, guys. I hope all of you are doing fine.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, Amit. How are you doing?
I am fine, ma'am.
Great. Any
What about?
questions? Yes, I'm also doing
Ma'am,
fine,
I
Amit.
have a sentence.
Yes, बताइए.
My punching is not.
Amit, your voice is breaking actually. My punching is not. I could only hear that much.
Still, my punching is.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, Manju. Good morning. One
Ma'am,
second.
I have
Yes.
one. Ma'am, I have one sentence.
Okay.
Well, is it right or wrong? Please correct it. Have you brought idli stand? How would you grate if you don't have idli stand? Have you brought idli stand? How would you grate without idli stand?
Have you brought idli stand? After that, Manju?
That is separate.
Okay.
That is actually whatever I want to say, that was not I don't want to mention that. That is odd thing. That's why I didn't use and replace the word idli
Okay.
stand.
So this is the like sentence, right? Have you brought idli stand?
Yes, yes.
So आप बोलना चाहते हैं आपने लाया है या आपने खरीदा है?
आप लाई हैं? क्या आप इडली स्टैंड लाई हैं? तो
Okay,
उसके
then
बिना आप काम कैसे करेंगे? अगर वो सब नहीं लाई हैं, तो उसके बिना काम कैसे चलेगा? मेरा कहने का मतलब ये है.
okay, so you can say Manju, have you brought an idli stand? Because usually ऐसे चीजों के लिए हम article लगाते हैं a या an. Okay.
Okay, good.
अगर
ठीक.
लाने के लिए आप पूछ रहे हो तो आप brought लगा सकते हैं, but if you're asking as in like खरीदने के लिए, then it should be bought. Okay, have you bought an idli stand? Okay,
Good, right. Thank you, ma'am.
yes, most welcome, Manju. And Amit, you were not audible. Can you repeat the question? I think he got dropped off. I think he's facing some network issues. Amit, if you can't like speak, If you can't tell me the sentence, you can also write in the Zoom chat box. I will check. Okay, chaliye Shantanu, Sumit, welcome guys. Good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. So we will start in a couple of minutes. We will just wait for others to join. If you guys have any questions, please ask. I will answer your doubts and questions, and then we will continue with the class. So we had started relative pronouns, not really started, we were going to start. So today we are going to start with relative pronouns, okay? Pretty important part.
Yes, ma'am. I'm craving to learn.
Right, right. You're excited for the relative pronoun part, right? It is actually very, very important part. इससे में बहुत mistakes भी होती हैं, and these are also very important. Actually, we will start relative pronouns. Just give me 1 minute. I'm just sharing my screen. I hope it is visible to all of you. Chaliye. So relative pronoun is the 10th type of pronoun. This is the last type of pronoun that we are going to discuss. And to know relative pronouns or to understand relative pronouns, we had to understand the concept of clauses and phrases. Right? Clauses and phrases समझना भी थोड़ा जरूरी था. So we have understood about clauses and phrases in the previous class. I hope you guys have understood about clauses and phrases. If you have any doubts, you can ask me. I will try and address your questions. I'll try and answer your questions. But if not, then we will move on with our relative clause, relative pronouns. So relative pronoun क्या होता है? Obviously, I told you guys that because नाम में ही pronoun है, तो pronoun का तो काम करता ही है. ऊपर से it also functions as a conjunction. So it has twofold use, twofold importance in a sentence, right? दो काम करता है ये एक sentence में. In one sentence, it functions as two things. One is a conjunction. The second is definitely a pronoun, right? So what is being said? A relative pronoun is a type of pronoun that is used. A relative pronoun is a type of pronoun used to connect a relative clause, also known as an adjective clause, to the main clause in a sentence. So ये तो आपको समझ में आ रहा होगा अभी थोड़ा थोड़ा, because you guys already know about clauses. What is happening is everyone facing network issues. Tarla and Amit are not able to join. I can see. Okay. Amit, are you saying something? Can't hear you, Amit. I think there is network issue.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Okay. Now I can hear you. Okay, thank you, Amit. चलिए. So as I was saying, so relative clause क्या होता है? Basically, relative clause में क्या होता है? एक main clause होता है. There is a main clause. You guys already know what main clause is, right? Main clause मतलब independent clause, right? Main clause is the independent clause. And I told you in one sentence, there has to be at least one main clause. There has to be at least one independent clause, right? So relative pronoun में क्या होता है? If you're using a relative pronoun, there'll be a main clause plus उसके साथ एक relative pronoun add करते हैं. We add a relative pronoun to it. And उसके साथ क्या करते हैं? एक adjective clause add करते हैं. एक adjective clause add करते हैं. So ये जो relative pronoun हम बीच में add करते हैं, ये क्या करता है? ये help करता है इस main clause और इस adjective clause को जोड़ने में. So in a relative pronoun, in a sentence that has a relative pronoun, what happens is we have a main clause, then we have a relative pronoun, then we have an adjective clause, right? And what does the relative pronoun do? The relative pronoun helps in joining the main clause and the adjective clause together. It helps to join them together. Now, this adjective clause is also known as the relative clause. Relative clause भी बोलते हैं. Why? Because it is joined with the main clause using the relative pronoun. So it is also called the relative clause. Okay, guys, I hope this is clear. Now, what is an adjective clause basically? An adjective clause is a clause that gives us extra information. that functions as an adjective in the sentence. That is why it is called an as an adjective clause, right? So a sentence that has an adjective clause, the adjective clause part is basically giving some extra information, telling us something extra about some part of the main clause. Main clause के बारे में कुछ extra information देती है. That is why it is called an adjective clause, or it is called a relative clause. Okay. So relative clauses either help clarify who or what a sentence is talking about. So this is why it is called a relative clause or an adjective clause. So जो relative clause है या जिसको adjective clause भी बोलते हैं, it helps to clarify who or what a sentence is talking about. Also known as the antecedent. ये तो आपको पता ही होगा. So relative clause जो है, adjective clause जो है, वो क्या करता है, हमें ये help करता है बताने के लिए कि जो main clause है वो किसके बारे में बात कर रहा है. Who is this main clause talking about? Okay, who or what this main clause is talking about. Or else it gives extra information about it, or else it can also give some extra information about it. Okay, so we will come to everything. Before that, we will take one sentence and we will try and understand this.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, Anupam. Was the previous class still going on?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. Guys, some of you are joining now. No problem. चलिए, I'll just explain everything using an example ताकि थोड़ा clear हो जाए. So this will be the example of our relative pronoun. Okay. Please try and understand the structure very well. You will understand everything if you understand the structure. Okay. So देखिए क्या हो रहा है. As you guys can see here, हमारा जो relative pronoun है यहाँ पर who है. Who is the relative pronoun here? Okay. So यहाँ पर हम लिख देते हैं RP, relative pronoun. Main clause क्या है? हमारा main clause है the woman was a salesperson. The woman was a salesperson. ये पूरा का पूरा जो है इसे हम main clause बोलेंगे. This is our main clause. Okay. So main clause के बीच में आ रहा है, क्या आ रहा है main clause के बीच में? In the middle of the main clause we have the relative clause, or something that we call the adjective clause, right? या तो relative clause बोलेंगे या फिर adjective clause बोलेंगे, right? This is the relative clause or the adjective clause that comes in between the main clause, right? अब क्या काम क्या है इसका? That is what we will understand. So the relative clause basically wants to say, so अगर हम इसको तोड़ेंगे, इन दोनों sentences को तोड़ेंगे, because both of them are clauses, we can break them into two separate clauses, right? So what will be the two clauses? The woman was a salesperson. And दूसरा sentence क्या होगा? The woman came to my house, right? So we have got two sentences here, two separate एकदम अलग-अलग sentences है. क्या-क्या है? एक है the woman was a salesperson और दूसरा है the woman came to my house. अब ये जो relative pronoun है जिसको हम RP लिख रखे, जिसको हमने RP करके लिख रखा है, that is who. इस relative pronoun का दो काम है. मैंने आपको बोला कि इसके दो काम है. What are the two functions? एक तो ये pronoun है, दूसरा क्या है? ये conjunction है. So these are the two functions of a relative pronoun, right? So क्या हो रहा है, कैसे ये pronoun है और कैसे ये conjunction है, ये समझेंगे. सबसे पहले तो conjunction कैसे है ये समझ लेते हैं. Very very simple. ये जो दो sentences है इनको ये who जोड़ रहा है. It is connecting these two sentences, right? That is why it is functioning as a conjunction. सिंपल एक्सप्लेनेशन, कुछ है नहीं इसमें। सेकंड, प्रोनाउन का काम कैसे कर रहा है फिर? वेरी वेरी सिंपल अगेन। ये जो द वुमन है, द वुमन वाज अ सेल्स पर्सन, फिर से हम उसी वुमन के बारे में बोल रहे हैं। द वुमन केम टू माय हाउस, सो द वुमन केम टू माय हाउस वाज अ सेल्स पर्सन। ऐसे तो हम नहीं बोलेंगे, राइट? वी कैन नॉट रिपीट द वुमन अगेन एंड अगेन। सो ये जो सेकंड द वुमन है, जो इस सेंटेंस में है, इस क्लॉज में है, एडजेक्टिव क्लॉज में है, उसको हम क्या कर रहे हैं? उसको हम हु से रिप्लेस कर रहे हैं। वी आर रिप्लेसिंग इट विद हु। So when we replace a noun with a pronoun, it of course becomes noun with a word, that word becomes a pronoun, right? इसीलिए ये जो word है who, ये pronoun का भी काम कर रहा है. So you understand how who, a relative pronoun, functions both as a conjunction and a pronoun. Yes, any questions still here, guys? इतना समझ में आ गया? Yes. All right, चलिए. Yes, Vishakha, do you have a question? No.
No, ma'am. I want to say yes, ma'am.
ओके ओके, ऑलराइट, ग्रेट। चलिए अब आते हैं, थोड़ा मीनिंग पर ध्यान देते हैं, राइट? सो व्हेन वी लुक एट द मेन क्लॉज का तो हमें मतलब पूरा पूरा पता है। व्हाट मेन क्लॉज मींस इज इट विल हैव अ सब्जेक्ट, सब्जेक्ट हमारा वुमन है, इट विल हैव अ वर्ब, वाज हमारा वर्ब है, एंड इट विल मेक कंप्लीट सेंस ऑन इट्स ओन। सो द वुमन वाज अ सेल्स पर्सन मेक्स कंप्लीट सेंस ऑन इट्स ओन, डेफिनेटली अ मेन क्लॉज, राइट? अब ये जो क्लॉज है जिसको हम बोल रहे हैं रिलेटिव क्लॉज, या जिसको हम बोल रहे हैं एडजेक्टिव क्लॉज, सो इसका क्या काम है? व्हाट इज द फंक्शन ऑफ दिस क्लॉज? नाउ दिस इज अ डिपेंडेंट क्लॉज, गाइस। ओके, दिस इज अ डिपेंडेंट क्लॉज। क्यों? क्योंकि अगर मैं इस क्लॉज को अलग से बोलूं, लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल इफ आई से विशाखा हु केम टू माय पार्टी, you say ma'am who came to your party, what are you saying? It does not make sense. But who हमारा सब्जेक्ट है इस क्लॉज का, इस डिपेंडेंट क्लॉज का सब्जेक्ट है who, came हमारा वर्ब है। तो सब्जेक्ट और वर्ब तो है इस सेंटेंस में, पर इसका कुछ अर्थ नहीं निकल रहा है। इट इज नॉट मीनिंगफुल, ऑल्दो इट हैज अ सब्जेक्ट एंड वर्ब, इट इज नॉट मीनिंगफुल। सो व्हाट इज दिस? दिस इज अ डिपेंडेंट क्लॉज, इट इज नॉट एन इंडिपेंडेंट क्लॉज। नाउ व्हाट इज द फंक्शन ऑफ दिस डिपेंडेंट क्लॉज? This dependent clause is giving us some extra information about this woman. This dependent clause is giving us some extra information about the woman. So anything that gives us extra information about a noun, anything that describes the noun becomes our adjective, right? इसीलिए इस clause को, that is why this entire clause is called the adjective clause, because it is telling us something extra about this woman, giving us some extra information about this woman. Who is this woman? The woman who came to my house. Understood, guys? Yes, Shantanu, do you have a question?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Okay, so guys, relative clause is, this is what relative pronoun, relative clause, adjective clause means. Is this clear, guys? पूरा का पूरा clear है? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
चलिए, very nice. Okay, so I'll just give one more sentence and we will try to see कि उसका relative clause क्या है, उसका adjective clause क्या है, and what is the relative pronoun. Okay, so if I write a sentence like the chair which was broken by me has been repaired by my dad. Okay, so this is the sentence. The chair which was broken by me has been repaired by my dad. So, बताइए, what is the main clause, guys? First of all, what is the relative pronoun?
Which?
Which is the relative pronoun? Very good. So, which is the relative pronoun? What is the main clause of this sentence?
The chair has been repaired
by my dad. Very good. ये पूरा का पूरा हमारा main clause है, right? Very good, main clause. Okay. Next, what is the relative clause, or what is the adjective clause?
Which was broken by me.
Very good. Which was broken by me. यहाँ से लेकर यहाँ तक which was broken by me is our relative clause, or we can say adjective. We can say adjective clause, right? So what is happening here? This relative clause or adjective clause is defining the subject of the main clause, the chair. Chair के बारे में कुछ extra information दे रहा है. and which is working as a relative pronoun because it is taking the place of the chair, so it is a pronoun, and it is also joining the main clause and the relative clause, so it is also functioning as our conjunction, right? Very good, guys. So I think you guys are clear on what is relative clause, what is relative pronoun and everything. Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Chaliye. Great, great. Very nice. So
Ma'am,
basically,
ma'am,
yes, Manju,
the noun clause,
what about the
noun clause?
noun clause? We don't have a noun clause here. Manju?
Okay, we will later on we will do.
Yes, yes. We will learn about different types of clauses when we are doing clauses and phrases. We have not done clauses and phrases. I've just given you an introduction so that you can understand relative pronoun. Okay?
Ma'am,
Yes,
please can you
Anupam?
explain one more time?
Yes, definitely. What do you want me to explain, Bataiye? So you see here,
Yeah, the chair, the
देखिए क्या oh, sorry. Okay, Anupam, देखिए, this which is called the relative pronoun. इसको बोला जाता है relative pronoun. Okay? इसका एक मेन क्लॉज होता है इस सेंटेंस में. मेन क्लॉज क्या है? द चेयर हैज बीन रिपेयर्ड बाय माय डैड. ये जो पूरा का पूरा है इसको हम मेन क्लॉज बोलते हैं. मेन क्लॉज, राइट? मेन क्लॉज मतलब इंडिपेंडेंट क्लॉज. मेन क्लॉज is also called the independent clause. Why? Because it has a subject, that is the chair. It has a verb, that is has been repaired. पूरा का पूरा हमारा verb है. And it will make sense on its own. So if I say, Anupam, the chair has been repaired, it makes sense, right? So you will say, yes, ma'am, it makes sense. The sentence makes sense. So ये हमारा independent clause है या main clause है. अब हमारा dependent clause क्या है? Dependent clause है हमारा which was broken by me. Which was broken by me, ये पूरा का पूरा हमारा dependent clause है. इस dependent clause का नाम और क्या है? रिलेटिव क्लॉज भी बोलते हैं इसको. और क्या बोलते हैं? एडजेक्टिव क्लॉज भी बोलते हैं इसको. नाउ व्हाई इज दिस कॉल्ड अ रिलेटिव क्लॉज? व्हाई इज दिस कॉल्ड एन एडजेक्टिव क्लॉज? बिकॉज दिस इज टेलिंग अस समथिंग अबाउट द चेयर. It is giving us some extra information about the chair. So anything that describes or gives extra information about a noun becomes an adjective. और क्योंकि ये क्लॉज है इसलिए इसको एडजेक्टिव क्लॉज बोला जा रहा है. व्हाई इज इट कॉल्ड रिलेटिव क्लॉज? क्योंकि ये रिलेटिव प्रोनाउन से शुरू होता है. दिस क्लॉज स्टार्ट्स विद अ रिलेटिव प्रोनाउन, इसीलिए इसको रिलेटिव क्लॉज बोला जाता है. इसको डिपेंडेंट क्लॉज क्यों बोला जा रहा है? क्योंकि ये अपने आप में कुछ मतलब नहीं आएगा. इसका सब्जेक्ट है विच, इसका वर्ब है was, सो ये क्लॉज है. इट हैज अ सब्जेक्ट एंड वर्ब, which and was, but it does not make sense on its own. If I say which was broken by me, doesn't make sense. What was broken by you? पूरा पूरा अर्थ नहीं निकलता है. So that is why it is a dependent clause, right?
right, ma'am.
So
Right.
three names, okay? And which is called a relative pronoun because it functions as two things. First, it functions as a conjunction, right? Why conjunction? It joins the two clauses, the independent clause, that is the chair has been repaired by my dad, and the dependent clause which was broken by me. It is joining these two sentences, these two clauses, right? And it is also a pronoun because it takes the place of the chair. Chair के जगह पे हम which लगा रहे हैं. So because it takes the place of the chair, it takes the place of a noun, it becomes our pronoun. Understood? So it functions as both conjunction and pronoun. I hope this is clear, Anupam.
Yes, ma'am, clear.
और थोड़ा सा स्टार्टिंग में जितना मैंने 10-15 मिनट किया है, like because you guys joined a little late, you guys can also watch that part because there I have explained it a little more in a little more details. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
All right, chaliye. So examples of relative pronoun, what are the examples? That, which, who, whom, whose. These are the examples. That's it. और कुछ नहीं है, बस यही कुछ examples है. Okay? So use कैसे करना है? देखिए, I have given a table here. Please take a screenshot. This is important. Types of antecedent. क्या है? Antecedent अगर person हुआ, antecedent मतलब जिसके जगह पर हमारा pronoun बैठ रहा है, right? We know the meaning of antecedent by now. Whosoever or whatever's place the pronoun is taking, that is called the antecedent of that pronoun, right? So Ram is ill. If I say he is ill, then Ram is the antecedent of he. right? क्योंकि राम की जगह पर he बैठ रहा है, because he is taking the place of Ram. So if the antecedent is a person, then we can use these pronouns, these relative pronouns: who, whom, whose. If the antecedent is a thing, एक चीज है, it is an object, then we can use the pronouns which, and whose. Okay. And if the antecedent is either person or thing, then we can use that. That का इस्तेमाल दोनों के लिए हो सकता है. But when it is subject, then we use pronouns like who and which and that. And if it is object, then we can use that, which, who, whom. And if it is possessive, then we use only whose. Okay. Yes, Shipra, do you have a question?
No, ma'am. Ma'am, I made a sentence actually.
बताइए. Yes, yes, definitely.
Yes, ma'am. The book which was gifted by my mother have been read by me.
Absolutely correct. The book which was gifted by my mother has been read by me. Very good, very good. बिल्कुल सही है, Shipra. Okay, let me give you some examples to explain this table. इस टेबल को एक्सप्लेन करने के लिए मैं कुछ एग्जांपल्स दूंगी. Just look at the examples and you guys will understand. So we will start with who. Who का we just now saw. Simple, right? The woman who came to my house is my aunt, right? The woman who came to my house is my aunt. Yes, Shantanu? Are you saying something? Okay, next is who or whom. So this will be used with object. So I can say the woman whom I called is my aunt. So usually whom he correct hai, but we can also use who if we want. Like in speaking, while you are speaking, it is considered as fine, but whom is actually the grammatically correct one. Okay. Next is whose. The woman whose house has been burnt down is my aunt. Okay, next thing. The chair which was broken has been fixed. Next again, which? The chair which was which I broke has been fixed. Okay, the chair whose legs were broken has been fixed. And that का इस्तेमाल करेंगे तो the chair. Same sentence, यही वाला लेंगे. The chair. So I'll just put here that. Okay, the chair. Which हो सकता है या फिर that भी हो सकता है. Again, can also be which / that. Okay. Chaliye, let's look at the sentences and try and understand why we are using what we are using. So first sentence, if we look at the first sentence, you can see the woman who came to my house. So we are using who here. Why are we using who here? Main clause का जो subject है. Yes, yes, Meera.
Because ma'am, here is woman is a people, ma'am.
Woman is a person. Very good.
Person,
Absolutely
yes,
correct.
person.
Yes. So basically, main clause का जो subject होता है, the subject of the main clause, that is what we consider as our subject for the dependent clause as well. Subject of the relative or adjective clause as well. So ये subject क्या है, इसी पे depend करेगा. So it is a person, right? Because it is a person, so we can use any of these three. Person hai, so we can use any of these three. Now, how do we select ki kaun sa use karna hai? This is the subject of the sentence, subject of the main clause, right? So when it is the subject of the main clause, we use who. Simple, very, very simple. Now we come to the second one. The woman whom or who I called is my aunt. So यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है देखिए, the woman is being called by me. I am calling the woman. So the woman is receiving the action, right? The woman is receiving the action of being called. इसीलिए whom का इस्तेमाल किया जा रहा है. That is why it is function